gosh.
Hey, I just washed it. How is it greasy, man? I just washed it.
My hair's greasy.
I just washed it and conditioned it,
It's just a
man.
big fucking fluff. I don't even know what it is anymore. It just kind of goes to the sides.
What kind of product do you use in your hair?
I don't know.
You don't know? You just wake up and just like, you don't know what you put in your hair?
The thing is, I know the product that I use, but I don't know the name. I just go to the store, I buy it, I know where it is, I know what color it is, but I don't know the name of it.
Is it like an Axe product?
It's not an Axe product.
Okay.
I just know it's red, and I buy it at the store, and I use it, and it works. I just don't know what it's called.
Okay. Makes sense, I guess. Not really, but...
It doesn't. Greetings, everybody. You are listening to the Zillow Boys Podcast. I am Jacob Sizemore, the worst of all the Jacob Sizemores. To my right is Ernesto Gonzalez, the worst of all people on planet Earth.
Ouch! That hurt, man. The worst of all people.
I'm not here to make you happy.
Pump the brakes, buddy. You know what I'm saying? But
the brakes are pumped. We stopped at insulting Ernesto, and that's what I've decided to do.
Together.
Yeah, for our 48 subscribers. I woke up this morning like, we got 48! Yay! That's some gift from our 47.
If I could do cartwheels, I'd do cartwheels, man. But I can't because my back hurts.
It's pretty. For us, that is game changing.
Yeah.
Quick update for our 48 subscribers. On the 23rd of this month, which is March, we will be having our watch parties video for the Justice League Snyder Cut. Me and Ernesto will be watching the whole movie. You'll be seeing our reactions to all the good stuff, all the interesting stuff. So check us out on that day, and we will resume our normal podcast on the 24th.
I wonder how many of our subscribers have already seen it by the time they watch our stuff, because we probably already watched it.
Yeah, we're always late to things.
You know,
we come in and like our opinion just comes in very late.
I know we're gonna do a watch party on Sunday, but I'm probably gonna watch this Thursday and then act like I didn't watch it, but then watch it on Sunday. Mm-hmm. Either way, I'm still gonna freak out. It doesn't matter.
We'll watch it on time and then react to it late.
Yeah, it'll be the same reaction, man.
That'll be the second motto for the Zillow Boys podcast. The first one is we care. The second one is we react to it late.
Like, are there movies that you watched and every time you watch them is like you watch them for the first time?
Like, what do you mean?
Like for me, I guess it would be Return of the King, Lord of the Rings, Return of the King would be mine. Like every time I just watch, it's just like, oh man, it's
so good every single time.
Yeah,
there are so few movies that I can watch and I feel like I'm watching it for the first time.
I think it'd be that, Return of the Jedi, and Revenge of the Sith would be my three like that.
Really, not Empire Strikes Back?
I don't know, like Empire, but I like Sith and Jedi more.
Okay,
we'll see what's up.
Cool, man. All right, man. What are we talking about today? Explain to me.
We are talking about the DCEU films, the universe. Mm-hmm. We're gonna go through it, and we're gonna go through every movie in order of their release, and we're gonna give it a yes, a no, or a meh.
Yeah.
Rating. So we might talk a little bit on it for like a whole second.
Mm-hmm.
So, and then we're gonna go through all of Zack Snyder's films, and we'll give them a yay or nay or meh. Also, so.
Yay, nay, or meh.
So
the meh, it used to be a meh, but now it's like morphing into meh. It's just a noise now.
Yeah.
It's like a reaction to choking on a worm. That's the movie. That's the rating I give this movie. A choke. The movie choked me. All right, so yeah, like Ernesto said, we'll be rating every single one of the DCEU cinematic universe movies. So we're not doing the Dark Knight movies. We're just doing the ones that are in this current cinematic universe, and includes all the Zack Snyder movies, Wonder Woman movies, Aquaman, and etc. And then we'll do all of Zack Snyder's movies, not including Batman v Superman and Man of Steel, which we'll be doing.
Yeah, we'll do his non-DC movies.
Exactly. Yeah. So, starting off that list, we'll do from release order Man of Steel, the one that started it off, the one that started the whole cinematic universe for the DC movies. What do you think?
I give it a hell yeah. Like, that's probably one of my top movies, superhero movies of all time, man. Like I don't know, man. He just rebooted Superman very well, dude, with absolutely nobody. Henry Cavill, he was a nobody when they had him. So yeah. What do you think?
I think you and me have pretty similar opinions on this movie. I mean, I remember seeing the trailers for this movie and it being massively epic. Christopher Nolan's going to be producing it. Zack Snyder's going to be directing it. It looked visually spectacular. And when I finally got to go see the movie, I was floored. This was a different kind of Superman that I've never seen. It was a more grounded Superman, even though it had some fantastical elements. It still felt like it humanized Superman in a way that the other Christopher Reeve movies never did. So I was very happy with this movie, and then everyone started hating on it, and I didn't really understand why.
It's crazy, right?
No, let me be clear. I understand why. I just think it's stupid. Like, they didn't like that Superman killed, and they didn't like that Superman had a lot of destruction at the very end of the movie. Like, he destroyed a city with the battle sod. The reason I don't mind that is because when you have two superpowered humans who don't really understand the full length of their potential, you're going to get some destruction. And they're not 100% going to know what they're going to be doing. They're just trying to kill each other. I don't really think... And again, it's the Superman who's just starting to be Superman. He doesn't know everything yet. Like, he's learning, but he doesn't know 100% how to control his strength and everything. So I think that's fine. And the other problem... Actually, you go first, because I'm ignoring you.
I think Zack Snyder just likes for his people to be grounded and get their hands dirty.
Mm-hmm.
You know, like... He didn't want to kill Zod. He just...
Oh, yeah.
He had to because he wouldn't stop, man. You know, I mean, it sucks that he killed him, but hey, he gave him every opportunity to stop, and he didn't do it. So
yeah, man, he was begging him, like, don't do it. No, I'm going to do it. No, don't do it. Like, I kind of want to, though. And he just, all right.
But just everything from, I mean, Russell Crowe and Kevin Costner both killed it as his fathers, man. Like,
yeah.
Yeah, it just... I hope we see some more Russell Crowe because we definitely see a lot of Kevin Costner. I'm not hating on Costner. I love Costner as his father.
Yeah, I want to see Costner in more movies. I haven't seen him in barely anything as recent except for like Yellowstone, which was like a Paramount series. Very good. Go watch it, but that's besides the point.
But definitely I would give it a heck yeah, like a yes.
It is a massive high five. It gets my Whataburger seal of approval. You get the Whataburger.
It gets the Whataburger.
The big juicy, the big bites.
Next movie.
Next movie. I have a small... I'm not really sure what it is. I said I have a small, but I don't want to continue that statement. All right, and the next one is Batman v Superman.
Now, are we talking about the theatrical cut or the director's cut?
You know what? Let's talk about both. We have time. We have time on our hands. Let's talk about both.
Theatrical cut, nah. Director's cut, yes.
I'll definitely give the director's cut a slightly above meh. I give it a thumbs up. You know what? I give it a good movie. I agree with you. Director's cut, good. Theatrical cut, can suck my toe.
It's like Zack Snyder needs 3 hours at least to tell his story.
It seems that way.
So yeah, it was a better movie by far. It had more depth into Superman and Batman's motives, so I liked it. Yeah,
it went a lot more into the investigative elements, into what Clark Kent was doing with Batman, which was interesting because Batman's usually the detective, but we decided to go for Clark Kent as the more investigative type. But you figured out why, and it gave more motivation. The director's cut gave a lot more motivation as to why Superman didn't like Batman, as to why Batman didn't like Superman. Even though it was pretty clear in the theatrical cut why Batman didn't like Superman. There was no real reason that Superman didn't really like Batman in the theatrical cut, and that was kind of cut out. But they gave him a real good reason in Zack Snyder's director's cut.
Yeah, it was cool to see him actually, report on something and investigate on his reports, not just like, hey, I'm standing around for Lois to, do a story. I'm just sitting here, what I'm saying? To actually have him go out and get his hands dirty a little bit, man. Get into the people and see what's going on with the bat. I thought it was pretty cool.
Yeah,
man.
I will say Doomsday was really tacked on, though.
But also, I can forgive him because I've seen the concept art, and I'm pretty sure Warner Brothers said, you know what, that's a little too scary, and we're going to make him, because same thing with Steppenwolf, man, they changed him because he was too scary, so he gets a pass for me for that, dude.
I can understand that. I will say the unforgivable sin, I think this is probably, universal at this point, but Jesse Eisenberg as Lex Luthor was just kind of crappy.
I see who he's going for, but the execution was not there.
He felt like one of those teenagers that graduated from an arts degree and thought he was smarter than everyone, and he just quoted all these philosophical things, but was really poor.
They made him too awkward, it should have been who should have been Lex Luthor was John Hamm. Oh my god, oh my god, he would have, because Luthor is suave and intelligent. He's the alpha male. You know what I'm saying? He's just as big as Superman and Batman.
Yeah.
And, so
he's Superman's intellectual counterpart.
I think the Lex Luthor that we wanted was his father, but his father died, during the Battle of Metropolis. So I don't know, man. But yeah, it was a misstep. That and Doomsday are my only complaints, but I can forgive him on Doomsday because, like I said, I think Warner Bros. Got scared.
Yeah.
Because, man, those concept arts were scary, fool. Yeah.
Zack Snyder always wants to go 100% in on his movies and make them more in line with the darker versions of the comics.
His art style.
Yeah.
It's I like it as much as I like Guillermo del Toro's style. Because his style is it's so crazy, man. And Zack Snyder has his own style too. You know what I mean?
It's visually unbelievable. And speaking of visually unbelievable, I will give a Doomsday the slightest respect because we did get introduction to Wonder Woman in the best way possible.
Oh man, yeah, she just stole the show, dude.
Man, when she jumped down from space and blocked the shot from Doomsday to block Batman, I thought it was Superman.
Batman
boom.
curses.
Yeah, it's like, oh no.
So definitely we'll say yes on Batman v Superman.
I'll give theatrical cut, director's cut. I don't know what I'm talking about. You know what I mean.
Yeah, we'll give that one a thumbs up. A yes.
Yes.
So next one is what?
Suicide Squad.
I give it a meh.
I give it a bad movie.
You give it a bad movie?
Why you give it a meh?
Because like I said, halfway through it was okay, and then after the half it was dumb.
What'd you like about it?
I like the backstories of the criminals. Like when Batman was when Deadshot was getting hemmed up by Batman. I really like that part, and the part with the Flash and Captain Boomerang. Like he was bragging about friggin' taking on a metahuman and living. Yeah, I took on a metahuman and I kicked its butt.
Mm-hmm.
I can't wait to see him in the next movie because I liked Captain Boomerang. He's like, oh, you make fire? He put it as if he's like, look, fire. Ooh. He was just, I don't know. Like some of those characters were really good, man.
Yeah, man.
And some of them, it just got dumb once they landed. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And then Jared Leto's Joker was kind of cool, but then kind of dumb. And but like I said, he was trying to follow up Heath Ledger. He was trying to outdo Heath Ledger. That's what his problem was. Instead of really just doing his own thing, he tried to outdo him. And it ain't gonna happen, dude.
Especially with the amount of screen time that he had. He
Absolutely.
didn't. And David Ayer, the director, did say that if he could go back in time and rewrite that movie, Joker would be the villain. And I think that was the better decision.
And David Ayer's, he's a good director. Fury was amazing, dude.
Oh yeah.
And he had 2 weeks off from Fury and then jumped to Suicide Squad. I just think it was rushed and it was a 50-50, so I give it a meh.
Yeah. They gave him 2 weeks to do the script. Yeah. I don't know what they expected.
Yeah, so meh.
Definitely, I'd say bad movie.
Okay.
It had a massive potential and just completely wasted its great cast.
Yeah.
We got two good things that came out of that movie, Deadshot and Harley Quinn, and even they were wasted in that movie. So I'll give it up in the face.
Okay, so where's the next one?
Next one is Wonder Woman.
Number one?
Good movie.
Oh,
number one. I
gave it a yes.
Oh,
absolutely, dude. This movie put doubters to rest, man. Like they wondered if Gal Gadot could carry her own vehicle, carry her own movie, and even just play Wonder Woman with some kind of acting credit. And she blew people away with the warmth she portrayed in that movie, dude. And just not just the warmth, but the strength and lioness alpha female, whooping dudes left and right, making dudes I don't know, charge enemy lines. It was crazy, man.
And then she actually did lift her own vehicle because she threw a tank in that movie. It was awesome.
Man. She was so awesome.
Not only did she throw a tank, she charged into that tank like a rhino, and then lifted the tank up and said, "Up yours, tank."
And then, does Ben Affleck get credit for playing Batman in that movie?
I don't think so. He is in the very end of that movie, so I think so.
Technically, so yeah. And Chris Pine was awesome. It just was a really good movie, man. I really liked it, and she has just got the best music out of all the superheroes, man. Out of all the DCU, her theme music, her score is just so wicked, dude.
Mm-hmm.
I love it, man. It just, it gets me wanting to get a shield and sword and go whoop on some dudes, man. You know.
I will say even the second one, which we'll get to in a minute, had a great score.
Yeah.
But I will say about that movie, I didn't really care about Wonder Woman at all at the start of that movie. Even Batman v Superman, it was a great introduction, but even so, I didn't really get a real reason to care about her other than her being super cool. And other than that, didn't really care. And then this movie happened, and I just loved Wonder Woman. Yeah. And I respected Batman v Superman up to that point, but after Wonder Woman happened, you know what? I forget about these two. I like Wonder Woman the best now. Her movie was so emotionally impactful in so many ways because we start off the movie, she's trying to figure out who she is and why she has these certain powers.
Yeah.
And why her mom isn't allowing her to fight. And then she meets Steve Trevor, and their relationship throughout the entire movie is fantastic. And they had the fish out of water scenario when he takes her to his home, and they go all over this place changing clothes, and she doesn't know anything about dresses and formal wear.
He's like, hold on, wait. You can't do that.
No. She starts taking off her, stop.
I like when they put the lasso on him for the first time. And he's just like, I can't believe I'm telling you this.
I'm taking you to the
I'm
front
a spy.
lines.
I'm this and this. And he's looking how is oh man, I just love that part. And then the part where he's she comments on his junk. She's like, are all men that size? He's like, why? What's wrong with my what's wrong with my size?
I am above average. When she was like, "What's that?"
Yeah,
and there was a long pause.
It had
it's
some
a
really
watch.
good laughs in it, man. It had
It's
really
really
good
good.
action and some warmth to it, bro, and power. So I liked it a lot.
Oh yeah, she kicked major butt. The scene, and I will say this is probably one of the best scenes in the entire DCEU when she's holding the line on No Man's Land and taking the fire. That scene is unbelievably inspiring and awesome. When you say like she's taking fire and everyone charges, like, you know what? It makes the decision like, you know what? I'd go into battle with him. Give me a shotgun. I'll go get him.
So definitely a thumbs up or
Definitely, it's a Whataburger special.
Whataburger special with super fries, water fries, and water drink.
Water fries, water drink,
Add
and
bacon.
just how you like it.
I like to add bacon. I like bacon on my burger.
Sizzle it up. All right, next one is Justice League. The first time we get to see some of these new losers.
The theatrical cut.
The theatrical cut.
I give it a
we can't. It's
Blah.
not good. It's like
Yeah.
it's like a steaming turd, but it's not that big turd. It's like a small turd.
I went into this movie into the theater, being optimistic and trying to give it the benefit of the doubt, even all the hell I went through, and I just not. I could not come to like this movie, man. Like, I mean, there were some parts I liked, but as a whole, like 10% of it I liked, and like others, like, oh man, like.
It was just trying to be a Marvel movie, and it
It
wasn't.
really was, man. Yeah, like, and it didn't succeed, dude. Like,
There was no reason to change the direction that things they were heading in right now. I mean, DC had a direction that they were going in on its tone. And if they sticked with that and just improved on the things that they had, then they would have been different from Marvel. But they tried to make a Marvel movie. And I think that's what Warner Bros. Wanted to do when they fired Zack Snyder and hired Joss Whedon. They did that was such a butthole move from Warner Bros. Because they fired him on like the suicide of his daughter. And then they used that as an excuse, and then they hired Joss Whedon. Like, that's not cool.
yeah, man, that wasn't cool, man. I mean, I don't think they fired him. They just like gave him so much hell. He was like, I don't want to fight no more. I'm tired of this. I got some going on, and I don't even want to come to the office with this. Because sometimes you go to work and it's BS, man. And I'm sure being a filmmaker at his level, it's serious BS, man. And just for them to come in. And the loss of your daughter, man. Like, I don't know what I would do if I lost my daughter. I'd go insane, dude. So, yeah.
Hats off to him for making him through that, because that's a rough time. But I will say it's incredibly empowering that we are getting his cut now. And the fact that, I know there are so many filmmakers in Hollywood that are struggling to have their vision come to reality, in the studio that's saying no.
How do they sell this to Whedon, man? Like, how do they tell him, like, hey, man, like, like, we got, like, this movie cut, but, we really don't like it. And we wonder if you could come in and do your Marvel magic, and make this movie work for us. And he's like,
I wonder how he's reacting to this now.
like, I don't know if I should take this deal, like,
yeah.
Like how they pitch it to him, where he's like, you know what, I'll do it. I don't know, man.
They probably just gave him a big wad of cash and said, hey, come over here. And he said, sure.
I give Whedon a lot of credit for trying to make, because he came in and they were like,
yeah.
they were
they
like,
probably
okay,
gave him crap too.
Yeah, like a crap load of crap, He's like, man, Zack Snyder really has some really cool ideas. Like, no, we don't care. Just redo it. Like I don't know about the Superman lip thing. Like, I think we got it. We don't need to reshoot. Like, nope, reshoot this. Like, go get him back and redo the lip. And he's probably just like, oh man, like I can't do
Justice League, the lip cut.
He's like, he probably wants to hang himself in his office.
Man, the realization that they couldn't actually shave Superman's lip, and it's like, what are we going to do with that? It's like, we can take it in CGI, and then he sees the cut, like, what have you done? It's like a cat. It's like a fuzzy caterpillar.
Did you see him in post editing, and he's just like, oh my god, I have to put this out. Cause it made me cringe. Imagine him making this like. I don't know about this man, but
dude, the editor had like a weekend and he didn't have time to do it.
I know he's been saying being a dick, but because of things he's done, but the amount of stuff he took on, I got to give it to him, man. Like,
yeah, I'll give credit to Joss Whedon for trying an attempt
and doing some stupid stuff in the process, man.
Yeah. He worked with what he had, and what he had, unfortunately, was not enough. And it was not a great movie. And in fact, it was a turd movie. It was a bad movie.
So I say, that
was that was the noise.
So what's the next one?
The next one, where's my list? The next one is Aquaman.
That's a totally yes. Oh. That movie freaking rocked. It was rock and roll and heavy metal the whole time, and Jason Momoa, you know, people trip because like, hey, they're making Aquaman an Islander, and he just rocks it, man.
He's just the rock and roll type.
Like he just like man, like I feel like the Island Pacific people have like a more of an attachment to the ocean and to like just like to nature, you know, and the sea, man. So to me, it made sense, man. Like the dude does the haka at his premiere with his sons and. Well, you know, a lot of people don't know what the haka is, but was a Samoan, was a
tribal dance or
tribal
something.
dance of intimidation, right? Mm-hmm. Yeah.
The way I was introduced to this was I went to LD Bell High School, and we always went to Trinity Bell High School for our football games. Trinity people always did the haka. Like, all their entire team learned how to do the haka. They did the haka, and it's intimidating because, like, half their team is Tongan, and they're big boys, and they're doing the haka, and it's like, we're going to die.
He had Tamora Morrison doing it, the guy who plays his dad. Like,
so awesome.
He was doing it when he was Boba Fett, too, yeah. So, yeah, it was epic, and no one knew what was going on, man. Like, down under the ocean, like, it was... Out of all the movies, I think his was the most epic. Like we see, like, you know what I'm saying? Because all the Seven Kingdoms fight against each other down there. And, I mean, it's just like armies upon armies and ships. And he brings a Kraken dude out of, you know, retirement. You know,
to fight against a crab guy that are going against Atlanteans on dolphins. Yeah. That is the coolest. Like, imagine pitching that to the studio. Like, I want a bunch of crab guys with spears and guns to go against a bunch of guys on dolphins and sharks with also spears and guns. And in the middle of that, Aquaman comes out of hell, brings Satan himself, and he craps on everybody and eats a few people on the way.
Dude, no, it's not a he, it's a she.
Oh, it's a she?
Yeah, she eats.
Or whatever.
She's killing everything, man.
Takes a big old bite.
Like, even they made his, like, power legit, man. Like, he could talk to animals. Like, they made it look cool. Like, oh, man, like that's pretty cool, you know. Like, I wouldn't, like, hey, man, your power, I wouldn't tell Jason Momoa, hey, man, Aquaman, your power sucks, you know. You're like, what'd you say?
Sorry.
Yeah. Oh, nothing, sir.
I mean, generally speaking, Jason Momoa is one of the most intimidating people in Hollywood right now.
And I liked his outfit where they changed it from yellow to gold and green. Man. It was, oh, man.
I mean, you know, even at the very end where they did bring the Aquaman suit that looks absolutely stupid on cartoons and they made it look awesome on Jason Momoa.
Armor, like gold armor, like... Oh. Yeah, I liked it, dude. I would say the major thumbs up, dude.
Thumbs up, cheers with 6 beers.
And I even like Black Manta. I thought Black Manta was dope, man.
He seemed really tacked on, but even though he was tacked on, he was still awesome.
He was more intimidating than his brother was, I believe. Even though I liked his brother, you know, I liked Prince Orm, dude. Yeah. Jason Patrick. I thought he was... No, Patrick Wilson. Sorry, right? Patrick Wilson?
Sure.
Yeah.
Yeah. He was from the Conjuring movies with James Wan did an amazing job with this movie. And James Wan, who did the Conjuring movies, and Patrick dude guy was in the Conjuring movies.
Them, yeah.
Man, you wouldn't think he would be intimidating at all because you see like Jason Momoa and the Patrick guy. Like, obviously Jason Momoa is going to win, but even so, he stood toe to toe with Jason Momoa in those movies. He was a pretty good villain.
One of my favorite parts is when before they fight each other for the first time.
Yeah.
And he's like, you know, I always wanted to tell you that you were never alone. And that I loved you, but then I found out you were such a dick. And then he was like, "You're the reason our mother died. They killed her because of you." You know, I was just, oh man, just to look at both of them. It's one of my favorite scenes.
There's some strong emotional core to this movie, even though it's super cheesy and super epic. It's still emotional at the end of the day.
My favorite scene in the whole movie is when he's drinking beer with his dad. He's like, "How can I breathe in the water, but you can still drink me on the table?" He's like, "That's my superpower." You know, that reminds me of drinking with my dad and my grandpa, man, for sure.
Yeah, man.
So, yeah. Yeah, Aquaman, thumbs up, dude.
Big old thumbs up. All right, next one is Shazam.
Loved it. I have to give it a thumbs up, man. Yeah, totally, because, you know, Zachary Levi killed it. Homeboy killed it. It was just, I thought the end was a little cheesy, a little corny. They could have saved that for part 2, but and what you call it's bad guy.
He was okay.
Yeah, I think they wasted him, but I thought overall it was funny. It was good. It was heartfelt. I loved watching. I still love watching it, dude. Yeah.
Zachary Levi's the man. The reason I really respect this movie is because there was the filmmaker who directed this movie came from a very indie background. He made a short film called Lights Out a long time ago, and that movie gained the attention of Hollywood, and Hollywood took that premise and made a feature film out of it. He directed that feature film, and then he directed a few more horror movies until he was given the opportunity to do Shazam. He actually has his own YouTube channel. It's called Pony Smasher. He's a really, really cool guy, but he's super introverted and super like enclosed and like to himself, but he's a really chill and down to earth guy for a guy who directed like a major blockbuster. And so to see that is inspiring to me because I'm not exactly the most outgoing guy in the world, and I kind of like to, not talk at all. So
I'm getting you out of your show though, man. You're coming out of it slowly but surely.
But seeing that guy like direct like a major blockbuster and like continue to be great at what he does, that's an amazing thing. And getting back to the movie, it's so fun and so lighthearted. It's a departure from the movies beforehand that were pretty dark and somber, and Shazam is just a kid, and it's so fun.
Yeah, like the DCEU didn't need to be lightened up. It just needs to inject some lightness into the tone, man. And he is that heart and lightness that they need to inject. Him in the Flash, I believe. You know what I'm saying? And
yeah, man.
He had me flossing with my daughter, and he's flossing. We were flossing, man. And he goes to buy a beer, and he spits it out. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I thought it was cool that his stepbrother collected like the Batarang and bullets, reflected off Superman. Like, where did this kid get the money to do this? Mm-hmm. Like, where do you buy a Batarang at? Like, they just don't be selling on eBay like that. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. The kid actors in this movie are fantastic. You got a bunch of kids in like an orphanage, and generally speaking, kid actors are the worst.
Yeah.
But all these kid actors were fantastic. Like the little girl, she was probably the best out of all.
She was so cute.
Oh, man. She was adorable.
She was so cute.
I want to give her a hug and adopt her myself. Like, you know what? If no one's going to adopt her, I'll go adopt her.
For sure.
All right, man.
I got a question.
Yes.
This is my theory.
What's up?
One thing. I thought that they should have showed Superman's face at the end where he did his little cameo.
Yeah.
At the luncheon. I thought that was a wasted opportunity. They should have showed Henry Cavill like saying like, "What's up?" He's like, "What's up?" Like, yeah, I know Superman. Like, what's up, man? Or do some handshake or bump or like, what's up, homie? Or
Mm-hmm.
And then also, Zack Snyder said there's a cameo at the end of this movie that comes out of nowhere. It's not a new character. It's a character we've seen before, and we're not expected to see it. I believe. I don't know. This is what I believe. I believe it's Shazam. I believe he's going to be the cameo at the end.
Okay.
Because I saw the trailer today, and they showed Zeus and Athena and the gods of Olympus, and his power derives from the gods of Olympus. Mm-hmm. So his power already exists in that universe, and with him, I mean, he's part of it, but that gives the explanation that he's in there,
Yeah.
So I'm thinking we'll see Shazam.
I think it's going to be Martian Manhunter. And the reason why he said we've seen this before is because we saw him in Man of Steel. He was the black guy who put him in jail, and he was also in Batman v Superman. So I think it's probably him, but it would be awesome if it was Shazam.
I don't think it's him because he's already mentioned Martian Man. He's like, someone I haven't mentioned, someone you don't.
That is true.
He's like, someone you're going to release this. I think it's going to be Shazam, dude. And how cool would that be to see Shazam in Justice League?
Having him interact with everyone, like you said, Flash and him would like get along perfectly, but he would annoy the living garbage out of Aquaman.
He could be like, wondering, "What's up, babe?" like nice skirt. Like, I like your boots. Just something that a kid would say. Like,
hey, we're the same age.
Like, I can buy beer. Like, I can buy alcohol. Like, or just something crazy like that. I think that would be awesome. But totally, Shazam is a good movie. Thumbs up.
Definitely. Thumbs up. Well done. High five. Birds of Prey or Harley Quinn, depending on what title it's going to be.
Oh, I say, yeah. Oh,
it's the old Gollum. Like,
the precious.
Oh, don't start doing. Don't start doing your Gollum.
The precious.
Jacob does the crazy Gollum, man.
He wants it.
We're not continuing that.
Yeah, we're not going there.
Back to this. It's not good.
Yeah,
it is not precious. In fact.
I don't know what they were. Instead of making Suicide Squad 2, they made this, and it was just. She tried to work with what she had. It was miscast. It was bad writing. It was.
I think they thought they had something because they took the best aspect of Suicide Squad and say, "Hey, let's make a movie out of her." And like, that sounds cool. We like Harley Quinn. Harley Quinn likes Harley Quinn. Let's make a movie out of it. And it was terrible.
I think that after Justice League flopped, that Warner Brothers just went into quality control. That's why. No, I'm serious. That's why it took so long for. Aquaman to come out and Shazam, because they were held out. They were like, we don't know if we're going to release these movies, and then releasing them. And she was that was one of those movies that came out after that.
Yeah.
So they were like, I think they were just I know what they were thinking, man. They're like, "Ooh, you liked her, so let's make a movie to keep you invested for a little bit till we regain what we're gonna do." You know.
Well, they were trying to like recoup a lot of the losses that they got from Batman v Superman and Justice League, because Justice League was a pretty bad flop.
Yeah.
It is the most expensive movie, superhero movie ever made, and it flopped hard.
Dude, it made like 96 million opening weekend. Like,
Sucked.
oh, and then it dropped to like 45 million or 35 million. Yeah, it was not pretty, man.
And akin to that, like Aquaman was in like the $1 billion mark. It was awesome. And this movie, in comparison, Birds of Prey, flopped hard as well.
Yeah, it did.
No one went to see it. It was so bad they changed the name halfway through the marketing team to Harley Quinn or the Birds of Prey or something.
Emancipation of Harley Quinn or something.
Yeah, to something that
I
makes
think it
even
opened
less
like
sense.
30 million. I think it was low, man.
It wasn't good.
Yeah.
And even the team they brought in wasn't really that good either.
It's not like I went and wanted to like this movie, man, because I liked her,
Of
you know,
course.
and I was trying to dig it. I just like Ewan McGregor was wasted. You know, Rosie Perez, I thought she was miscast. So
Yeah.
Elizabeth Winstead too. Like, oh, man, like the Huntress has a really dope like backstory and lore, man.
Yeah.
And they totally missed it, man. Like
And
really,
they just like you said, they made Black Mass just a man baby.
yeah, you know, like
He's so intimidating in the comics. He's so intimidating in the games, and they just made him a whiny turd in this movie.
and I didn't like the last like fight scene, like the last.
No.
Yeah, it was. So I give it a. All right.
It's not precious, Gollum would say.
What's the last one?
The last one, the very last one before Zack Snyder's Justice League, is Wonder Woman 1984. Now, we've already talked about this movie extensively, but let's talk about it again because we like repetitiveness.
I give it a meh.
It's a meh.
It wasn't all bad and it wasn't all good. And
No.
there had some good parts, and I just thought like it just needed more action to it, man. Like,
I mean, let's do the good stuff first. What's the good stuff in this movie?
well, Gal Gadot, man, she was just she's awesome in this character, man. You know, and she's working with what she has, you know, and I mean there are some good fight scenes in it, but just not enough for me, man. Like,
Yeah.
like the part where she's like attacking that convoy and save those. That was really cool,
That's
man.
fun. It's very Indiana Jones-esque.
Yeah, absolutely. But it just wasn't. That was like the highlight of the movie, dude.
Yeah.
When it comes to action, you know, and I was like, oh man, that's not good, you know. But
I think the very opening of the movie was really, really cool. It just didn't relate to anything in the rest of the movie. Like, you go back and like, what was the point of that opening? I mean, I liked it, but there was no point.
yeah, I think those guys were just trying to steal the wishing stone. That's what they were trying to do.
Yeah, but the Wishing Stone didn't even have anything to do with the very beginning. And I don't know, the Wishing Stone itself, like, when he said, like, what was his name? Mandalorian. What's his name?
Not Mad Max, Max something, Max Lord.
Max Lord. When Max Lord got the Wishing Stone, it's like, I want to be the Wishing Stone. Half of me was really hoping he would just turn to a rock.
I didn't think this through all the way.
This was not, I should have worded my wish more correctly. Yeah, that whole subplot with him, I think he was the better villain because Cheetah looked like garbage. He was certainly the better villain. He just didn't have too much to work with.
Man, they really missed a chance to really do something special with Cheetah, man. Like I thought they were like, I would have got like Rick Baker or somebody from like
Yeah.
who does the Men in Black makeup to just come up with something that's her, dude. Where she is just her in prosthetics, man. But like Gamora, like Zoe Saldana, like
Yeah.
she's heavy prosthetic, but still looks like her. You know, they could have done something. Man.
Yeah.
I don't know. I think going the CGI route was cheap. I think they should have done CGI and.
They made people in the
Practical
audience
effects.
confused. Like, is this cats? What is this? It just looked awful.
And she wasn't even like brown. She was like a white cheetah.
Yeah.
Is that because she was a white girl? I don't know, man.
I
think
don't
that's
know.
kinda
Like, why did that have to be your wish anyway? Is like, I want to be the alpha something.
alpha female?
Alpha females. Like, why does that translate to being a cat?
I need to do some research on cheetah, but I believe I think she takes a wish to be something, and then she turns into the cheetah or some magic or something. But
I guess so. I mean, the comics, like, as for cheesy as it is, made way more sense than that. And it's like, I want to be the alpha female. At the last second, it's like, okay, alpha female. What's that going to look like? A giant cat.
and in the comics and in the DC the DC animated universe, she gets
Yeah.
pretty tough, man. Like she gives Wonder Woman a run for her money, dude. Like
Yeah.
she's like Black Panther kind of, but a female version of him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I will give the director, Patty Jenkins, the benefit of the doubt because that's a hard villain to try and adapt to reality because it's a freaking cheetah that's a woman. That's hard to do. But at the same time, why would you do it if you're not going to be good?
I think Patty Jenkins did a good job. He just put way too much emotion into it. Like, no, which is not a bad thing. I just didn't equal out with the action. I think it needed to be a balance. Like the first one was a balance.
Definitely.
And this one didn't have that balance. It was more to the other side, But I give it a meh.
It's certainly a meh. They really wait. And I know you said Gal Gadot's greatest Wonder Woman, and she is. She's great as Wonder Woman, but she was wasted in this movie. They gave her a sob story halfway through, and she definitely has some cool moments, especially when she's flying. I think that's a really cool scene. But for the majority of this movie, she's just like crying and like.
And then like she got that armor just to fight Cheetah. Like really, that was her big boss. Like, I don't know, man. It was just, and then she drops the armor after she beats Cheetah. Like, when you need that armor, the point of that? Yeah.
It's like to help her fly. Okay, number one, she already can fly. So what's the point of getting it?
So yeah, I give it a man.
Yeah, it's a no. It does not get my Whataburger seal of approval. Okay, so that is all the movies. I think. Yeah, that's all the movies.
So we're doing Snyder movies, non DCEU.
Snitter movies. Schnitzer-doodle movies.
Schnitzel. Yeah, the schnitzel is good, yeah.
Schnitzel from Chowder. Did you see the Chowder, that old animated thing from Cartoon Network? No, only me.
No, is it Chowder or
it's Chowder?
No, I haven't seen Chowder.
One was Schnitzel. He had like rada. It's a good show. Okay, anyway, Snyder movies. First one, Dawn of the Dead. Haven't seen it, don't know. Sorry.
Awesome because he like changed the zombie genre. Instead of going to like slow, zombies that the numbers like take you in. These zombies are running. They're feral. They're it's like nothing you ever seen before in a zombie movie. And it was for his first movie. I thought it was awesome. Mm-hmm. It was a remake of an older movie. And I saw the older one. The older one was far superior, but it was his first time out, and it was really good. I thought it was really good, and it set the tone. And at the end, no one lives, man. It was really cool, man.
Well, thanks. Now I don't have to see the movie because now I know everyone dies. Thanks a lot.
Sorry, man. Spoiler. No, I mean, you should check it out, man. Dawn of the Dead was a dope movie, man.
I will check it out. I'm not going to lose sleep over the ending, but I will certainly check it out. Zack Snyder is gaining my respect the more and more we get closer to that movie. Anyway, 300, a movie I actually have seen.
What do you say?
Awesome.
Totally awesome.
Movie. Great movie. At the time, I think we're oversaturated with movies that sort of look like that, like look 300-esque. I mean, they made a sequel without Zack Snyder. They tried to replicate his style with not the same effect. But you didn't really see a lot of movies with that visual style, especially using slow-mo to that type of effect. When they have that one scene where the Spartans are charging... and they're throwing spears, and it's speed ramping. It's slow motion spear, and it speeds up, and they're punching the enemies, and it's such a dude bro movie. He's like, Spartans, what is your profession? Oh! It's like, oh man, I'm hyped. Let's do it.
I bought you the graphic novel for Christmas, and you see
it's so
the
good.
Pages. It's he took it from the page into the screen,
right out of the page.
It was the color of it, and just dude, Like that was his next movie. He went from Dawn of the Dead to 300, and it was a major step up. But I honestly believe if it wasn't for Robert Rodriguez doing Sin City, we wouldn't have got 300.
No way.
Yeah, they wouldn't have taken the chance. But even him doing 300 was amazing, dude. I remember those days working, everyone in the motor pool I was working at was like, dude, you seen 300? Dude, you gotta watch 300. And even when the Super Bowl commercial dropped, everyone was talking about it, man.
Have you seen like the behind the scenes of that movie? It looks so stupid.
Like
they're playing on a green screen. It's like a bunch of guys in underpants and capes and spears like whacking each other. It just looks like
spray on six packs.
It just looks dumb. But the effect that Snyder was able to do with those green screens was visually stunning, and it shows that even though there's a lot of filmmakers out there, this is like, there's green screen, too much special effects green. Listen, if you do it right, it looks awesome, and Zack Snyder proved it with this movie.
So I give it absolute. Whatever.
I give it a good old Leonidas hoorah.
Hoorah. Okay, next one.
That's my opera voice. What do you think?
It'd be Watchmen, right?
Yeah, Watchmen.
I give it a yeah. Besides the blue penises, that's the only thing I have to say about this movie. I didn't sign up for all the blue penis, but I love this movie. It was the director's cut. Like I said, his director's cuts are really good, man. Mm-hmm. Like he takes a little more time to tell a story, but you get so much to the story. You know what I mean? Like, yeah.
It's bloated. I kind of compare it to Peter Jackson's King Kong. It's bloated, but it's passionate. Like
I don't think it's as bloated though.
No one's ever as bloated as Peter Jackson. You cannot put as much stuff in his movie.
It's more digestible than King Kong, I assure you. Dude.
And a little bit. But
just like the costumes and the special effects and even the story. Like people have tried to make this, this graphic novel into a movie for a long time, and people have failed, and he stepped up to it and he's like, I'm gonna do this thing, and he did it, man. You know, it's like
even the changes he made to the movie really worked in their favor. Like in the original version, there wasn't a bomb that destroyed the city of New York. It was a squid that came down, and that's gonna be pretty weird looking, especially even in Zack Snyder's comic universe, to put that into live action. And he molded it a little more based on reality, and he fitted to his universe instead. So I think it worked out in his favor.
I think that's why I like the Watchmen TV show on HBO that much more, because they actually have the squid in that universe.
Oh, they have the squid?
Yeah, it's crazy. Like it rains squids every now and then.
See, a lot of people have been recommending it, and I have no desire to watch it whatsoever. It just doesn't look good.
Oh, I didn't think so either, man. I thought it was corny, but it's pretty good, man. I'm not gonna lie. But anyways, Zack Snyder's Watchmen,
solid. And let's bring up some Rorschach here. Best line in the entire movie, like I'm not locked in here with you. You're locked in here with me.
Oh my god, dude. How crazy was that, man? He was just
right after burning someone's face off.
After that, he got Freddy Krueger. That was his next movie, but I can see why they cast him. He was just amazing in that role.
Yeah, I can see why they wanted him for Freddy Krueger. It just, unfortunately, they made a crap movie.
Yeah, unfortunately.
Yeah, we wouldn't talk about that movie.
So what's next?
All right, Guardians of Ghoul, which is the Owl movie.
That's a yes for me. It's a score. I liked it.
I agree. I don't think we've disagreed this entire round.
Really? You think so?
I think we've pretty much had the same opinion on every movie.
Because, it was really good, man. I was like, dude, Zack Snyder made an animated movie with owls, and once you watch it, it has his style, and it's a Zack Snyder movie, but it was good, man. Yeah. And the voice cast was amazing.
They were good except the main character. The main character's pretty generic. He's kind of boring.
Yeah, but even he did a pretty good job, I thought, man.
I don't think he did a bad job. I think he just did a boring job. The rest of the characters are really, really good.
Yeah, because, they had, Pierce Brosnan. Oh, God, I can't even think of them, man. But, yeah, it was quite a cast, man.
Even so, like you said, it has Zack Snyder's visual style. The owl, running through the slow motion rain while, oh, my goodness, the fur and all the effects just look awesome.
I think of all the directors that have come out, I think Zack Snyder has utilized bullet time more than anyone, in Hollywood. Dude.
Probably.
He's got his own version of bullet time. It's Snyder time.
I think if you combined all of his slow-mo scenes, you just have a 10-hour movie.
Probably more than that.
Probably
more than that.
But yeah, it's for a movie that was more PG than he's probably used to.
Oh yeah. And
especially because it kind of looked like it was going to try and rip off Ants or A Bug's Life or whatever. What? One of these movies? Really? The guy from 300? Nah, he did a pretty good job. And he made this world believable and around a bunch of freaking owls.
Yeah.
It was really, really good.
I think we agree.
We agree.
Good movie.
We need to stop agreeing. Stop agreeing with me.
Stop agreeing with you.
And last one is Sucker Punch, which, speaking of suck, it can suck my toe because it was not a good movie.
What? I freaking...
Oh, we disagree, finally.
We finally disagree. I like Sucker Punch, man. I thought, it was one of his weaker movies, but it was so, the action and the guns, and it was like a, I don't know, kind of like an anime kind of, man, just the premise of it, man. I don't know, I liked it, man. It was one of his weaker films, but I still... And Jonathan Davis from Korn does the soundtrack. Oh, it was so good. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I liked it, dude. I thought it was pretty badass, man.
The way I describe this movie is a really, really crappy Call of Duty level. It was visually... It wasn't even as visually impressive as his other movies. I think it was just okay at the very end of the day. I think he was trying to convey something because he was trying to convey a message of female empowerment with this movie. I just don't think he did a good job. I think he tried to make Inception. He tried to really make a mind bender, but he's not. He's not Christopher Nolan.
Inception,
huh?
This was before Inception, wasn't it?
Yeah, I think this was like Christopher Nolan's Notebook. Okay, what not to do in Inception? Don't do Sucker Punch. We're good to go. And then he made Inception.
To me, it was like Inception meets anime, because it was like, to me, it was anime. Like it was anime to me, man. That's what I felt like. But I liked it, man. The chicks kicked butt. Homegirls in a mech. I don't know. I just the gunplay was awesome.
I think the main character has like a constant kissy face throughout the entire movie.
And what's his name? Not Sam Elliott.
Sam Elliott?
Not Sam Elliott. Scott Glenn, the older guy who has all the best lines. He's like, "Don't write a check with your mouth." I like that guy, man.
I got annoyed of him like halfway through the movie.
Really,
he kept popping up.
Yeah, that's why I liked him, man. Like
he was like an annoying version of Sam Elliott at that point.
No,
like, just go away.
I thought it rocked, man. So yeah, we disagree. I'd say Sucker Punch. Yeah, and also John who Oscar Isaac's in that movie.
Yeah, he was wasted too.
I thought he did pretty good in that movie, man.
I'll give him. He was okay.
That was before he was what he is now, man. That was like when he started creeping into Hollywood, man. I thought he did pretty good. That and Robin Hood, and John Hamm was in it.
He's one of those actors that you look back on some of those movies and remember that he was in it. Like he was in the Nativity Story. He was in Sucker Punch. Like
he's playing a French guy, and this dude's from Ecuador. Like he's a chameleon, man.
Where's my French bread? Oh,
and he was like this mobster dude in there. He's like I'm gonna, just I liked it.
Just the
dude.
worst of accents.
It was cheesy but corny, but so awesome, man. I liked it, dude. I thought it was cool. So we agree. We disagree.
I'll give it my Whataburger seal of approval while I'm burning it. It wasn't great. It wasn't great. Didn't like it. But yeah, we disagreed on one single movie, but that's it for those. We have one more topic that I would like to talk about, and that you would like to talk about, and we all like to talk about before the end of the day. There's a trailer that was released today, Falcon and Winter Soldier, the final trailer. What do you think?
This hype train for, Zack Snyder's Justice League has just got me in a whirlwind right now. Like, I cannot wait for Thursday to happen. Like, all the little tidbits and the trailer that we got, I'm so focused on that right now. And then this comes out today and just like uppercuts me like, hey, we're coming out. You know that movie that's coming out Thursday? We come out on Friday. And I cannot wait to see this show, man. Like, I liked WandaVision, but it wasn't like a Marvel movie like I'm used to.
Yeah. Call
me a robot. Call me into the Marvel vehicle system. But this is going to be the Marvel show that we've been looking forward to. And it's going to have more heart than we're going to give it credit for. It looks like it, dude. It really does.
What do you think of the two main characters and their kind of dude bromance going on?
It kind of runs like a Lethal Weapon kind of like, or the last Boy Scout kind of like feel to me, man.
Yeah.
Like Steve's not there to play Captain America's not there to play the mediator. It's gonna be those two. Like dude, really? Like they're gonna get at each other, man. I can't wait to see it, man.
It was those scenes in Captain America: Civil War where he kisses her and then he looks back in the car and they're just nodding like, "Good job, man. Nice." They have chemistry. Like even like the very few scenes they have in that movie when they're fighting against Spider-Man and Spider-Man webs them both. Like, could have done that earlier. I hate you. They have some great interactions, and they could be really good in this series. And it looks good. The special, like WandaVision, Vision sometimes look kind of like it was budget, Vision, because it's a TV show. Yeah. These special effects look really good, man. Like Falcon flying with his wings looks really amazing. So, yeah, I can't wait to see this, dude. It could be okay, or it could also be okay. Dude, check this out. We get Zack Snyder's Justice League on Thursday. Friday, we get the first episode of The Winter Soldier and Falcon. And then next Friday, we get the second episode of Winter Soldier and Falcon. And then we get Kong versus Godzilla next week. March is looking to be a pretty awesome month for us, man. Hollywood is trying to apologize for the lack of stuff. And I appreciate it. And then the next 3 weeks, we get Mortal Kombat. Crazy, bro. Gonna be some good stuff. Yeah, I'm not excited for the winter stuff and Falcon stuff anymore. Why not? I don't even say I'm optimistic. I'm just not really into it anymore. WandaVision disappointed me at the end. The more I
okay.
think about that, the ending of that series, it just kind of catered to the generic Marvel fans at the very end of the day. And I really wish they just stuck to their original premise, and they kind of didn't at the very end. And so that just makes me think that Marvel just doesn't have the balls to tell original stories other than just two people fighting at the very end of the day, which is something that I want to see. And the fighting in this series looks awesome, but I just don't think they're going to give us anything that's new.
You want them to change it up.
I really want them to change it up, and they should. They may look. Marvel can make a movie about a teddy bear that breathes once and then dies, and we would all go see it.
Yeah.
So
it's time to take risk again.
Yeah, take some risks, change it up, and they had a chance to change it up with WandaVision, and even with Loki, they have a lot of chances with Loki.
Yeah, I don't know what that's even gonna be about, man. So,
But I'm still going to watch it. I'm still interested in the two main characters because of the chemistry that they share. But my interest has waned very, very much.
that's valid, dude. I totally understand that, man. I think my interest has increased because of WandaVision. Was like I liked it, but it like I feel like it could have been better, you know.
Yeah.
So I'm thinking like this might be like I'm saying this. They're testing this is new, waters for them, dude. Like making shows they're not used to making a 6, 8 hour, movie. They're used to making a 2-hour movie, and that's it. So they're gonna have to expand the story. Like this one, the story's gonna have to be. Hopefully, the story is way better.
Hopefully,
that's what I'm hoping, dude. Like,
yeah,
it looks like it should be. So
yeah, man.
We'll see.
All right, with that is going to be the ending of our 10th episode of the Zilla Boys podcast. We're now in the double digits. How does it feel?
Double digits.
A 1 and a 0 at the end. It's pretty nice.
It's pretty awesome, man. It's pretty humbling.
It's really awesome. Thank you for our 48 subscribers as of right now. We appreciate every single one of you for subscribing, commenting, and listening to our stuff. Even if you don't like our show, we appreciate you taking the time to listen.
Thank you so much.
Thank you all very much. That is it for today. As a quick reminder, on the 23rd, we will be doing our watch party for Zack Snyder's Justice League. Take a look at that. And on the 24th, we will be going back to our regular old podcasting. Like I said, subscribe to us on YouTube. Check us out on Spotify, Google Podcasts, Apple Podcasts.
All those places where you find podcasts.
Every single one of them. Just watch them all.
Watch them all, or whatever.
Do whatever you want. We can't tell you what to do.
Awesome.
All right, man.
Roll those credits, baby.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1.